MIG welding process. MIG is the acronym for Metal Inert Gas Welding. It is also known as Gas Metal Arc Welding or GMAW in the American Welding Society. In this type of welding process, a thin wire acts as the electrode. This wire is fed from a spool mounted on a gun or inside the welding machine. It passes through a flexible tube and comes out of the nozzle of the welding gun. When this trigger is pulled, the wire is fed continuously and also switches on welding current and the shielding gas. An electric arc forms between this wire electrode and the workpiece and heats both metals above their melting point. These metals mix together and solidify to join the workpieces into a single piece. The metal in these parts to be joined is called the base metal, and the metal that comes from the melting wire electrode is called filler metal. MIG welding always adds filler metal to the joint. That's why it is called a consumable electrode process. You can see this MIG wire is going into the wire feeder and to a flexible tube called a conduit liner. The liner goes through the hose up to the gun nozzle. At the nozzle, the wire is fed through a contactor and comes out at the point of welding. Shielding gas is also fed through the welding lead. It goes through a gas diffuser and falls out of the nozzle. The shielding gas, which is often a mix of argon and carbon dioxide, protects the molten metal from reacting with oxygen and water vapors present in the atmosphere. The shielding gas is stored in high-pressure cylinders which are coded by using different colors. The pressure is reduced to a usable level by a device called the regulator. In MIG welding, all the machine controls are set on the machine itself. Most important out of these are polarity, wire speed, and voltage. The trigger on the gun is just an on or off switch. For most MIG welding, the current is direct current or DC. One wire is always the negative and one is always positive. DC MIG welding electrode is used like positive and the workpiece is negative. The term DCEP is used indicating that the current is direct current and electrode is positive. This is also called reverse polarity. The DCEP is a more descriptive term. In an electric circuit, the current flows in a loop. In MIG welding, the current has to flow in a complete circle from the machine to the torch into the work and back to the machine. Work lead is clamped to the work to complete the circuit from the workpiece back to the machine. Thus, we learned that MIG welding is an electric arc welding process that uses a consumable wire electrode as a filler metal, and the shielding gas comes from a high-pressure cylinder to protect the molten metal, and we get the weldment. Thank you.